Exactly.
There we go, right at 9 o'clock.
I mean, it was like
it was swapping over
as it was coming
online. That's right.
It's kind of, I mean, we're kind of getting professional here.
Well, we're trying. We still need a producer.
We still need a producer.
That's right.
Our producer is out in Lubbock right now.
Yep, taking care of his mom.
He's going over some stuff. So
yep, it's going through some stuff.
Yes,
not just over it.
Yeah.
I think he's going through
some stuff.
So pray for him and just all that he's going through. So, and of course we're lone wolfing it again today.
Poor Erica is out.
Erica's out with COVID all week. I talked to her this morning, and it's she's still under it. So they've got her family's got her in COVID jail. So they feed her through her door.
I tell you what, I mean that's the only way to do it. If you try to keep the rest of the house healthy.
Oh yeah,
I'll never forget. And having again, Marguson likes to have a 2-story house, and they rig a basket for him to draw up his supplies. So, honey, can you make me some nachos? She puts it in the basket. He lifts it up.
Does she
disinfect them? She sprays it.
Yeah, she sprays the basket when it comes down. Hey, man, you don't want it.
I know. And he's had it bad twice, and she's never even caught a sniffle. So she must.
That makes sense.
She must have those good mom genes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Moms never get sick.
Well, she's been around elementary kids.
A lot of them.
She's not gonna. There's an immunity you build up.
Eric, glad to see you on the mean streets of Fort Worth, buddy.
There's an immunity you build up to that right there, man.
Yeah. Well, that's Anyway.
Well, so this week was Valentine's Day back on Monday. Is that anything in your home?
It's just a day.
It's just a day, huh? I took my wife out to eat.
Let me see. What did we do Monday?
I took my wife out to eat, so
I don't even think I cooked.
Yeah.
Oh, I made some really good teriyaki beef.
You told me about that.
It was
slicing it really
So I took a chuck
there.
roast and I just sliced it maybe 1/4 inch, and then marinated it not near long enough.
Yeah,
but you got some flavor into it.
Right. It was a rush job.
And then we have this cast iron flat iron that goes over the double burner thing. I cooked it over that, and it was really good. Really good.
Nice.
With rice and broccoli. Joanna, if I would make something rice and broccoli every night, she would be satisfied.
Really?
She loves rice and broccoli. The combination. Okay. And then any meat that we have, she'll chunk it up, and she makes a casserole out of everything. Everything goes into the same bowl. And it all gets mixed up.
It starts separate and ends up as a casserole.
It ends up as a casserole. So I should just make it as a casserole.
Just start off that way.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we tried a new restaurant. It was all right. I give it, 3.5.
3.5.
4
That's not
maybe.
Very good.
I mean,
that's below average.
Well, out of 5.
Oh, okay.
Out of 5. Macero over at Clear Fork.
It was just okay.
It's okay. I mean, it wasn't anything special.
And it's a Clear Fork, so.
And I've had other restaurants over there that have been very good. They have a Southeast kitchen over there that's, like Thai food. And I love it. It is awesome. I would give it a 5 out of 5
just
for everything. Atmosphere, food, serving, everything.
On a side note, if you ever make it to Thailand,
okay,
don't ever ask for anything Thai spicy, because you won't be able to eat it. It is so hot.
Oh, well, we can eat it.
I don't. No, you can't.
Yeah, I can.
You think you can? You couldn't go to Panda and ask them for their
challenge accepted.
That's it. Trip to Thailand.
Mission. I feel a mission trip to Thailand.
We went to this one restaurant. It was right on the water, and I got some shrimp and rice and something, and I asked for it spicy. They said, "You want it regular spicy or Thai spicy?" I said, "Let's try Thai spicy." Worst mistake of my life.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure I've made worse mistakes, but
worst food mistake.
Oh, my Lanta. It was bad.
So bad.
And I love spicy food. I do. I don't like, all the kids are eating the flaming hot everything.
Oh, I know.
Cheetos, flaming hot that. Takis.
It's not hot.
I don't like the flavor.
No, it's a weird flavor. It's a heavy chili pepper flavor, and it's not my favorite flavor for heat.
I also, though, I can't do Tabasco.
Okay. You do Cholula?
Yes. I don't like anything that's a vinegar base.
Do you put it on your mashed potatoes?
I've never had hot sauce on mashed potatoes.
My daughter won't eat it without Cholula. You should try it.
Really?
Yeah.
With the iconic wooden cap.
Yes, with the iconic. That's right. I mean, but she puts it on. I looked at her. I'm like, you are your mother's child.
Is there anything else in the mashed potatoes, like gravy or butter?
No, basic mashed potatoes,
just mashed
and she puts
potatoes.
Cholula on it. I've tried it. It was good.
Now, have you had potato cakes before?
No.
Potato pancakes?
No.
Anyway, you take your mashed potatoes, you add a little extra flour to them, you make it to a consistency where you can pat
I understand
it out,
the concept, sure.
and you fry it. That would probably be delicious.
But my daughter eats Cholula on everything. We buy the big bottles.
Yeah.
Because she eats it on everything, man. I'm telling you. So I was thinking about
just for the record, we don't have any agenda today. He didn't text me with any ideas this morning. And
just thinking about special days. And with Valentines this last week, for a lot of people, that's a special day. And for I try to it's what I do around my house. I make big deals of special days. But so what special days do you guys? That's a big deal.
Birthdays are the big deal in our house.
Okay. Yeah. Anniversaries?
Big ones. 5s and 0s. 5s and 0s.
Okay.
I mean,
all right.
We love each other year round, so
that's a cop out.
No, it's not. From the beginning of time, from our relationship, we've never. I mean, she does get hung up on flowers.
Yeah, we don't do flowers. I don't do them anymore.
If I buy her anything, I'm going to buy her a plant. Something that she can hang in the bathroom. And
something
last
that you can nurture or make.
I'll build her a raised bed garden.
Right.
In the backyard.
Right.
I think we built it together.
Yeah.
If it hadn't been for Marcus, we'd probably be divorced. That was we argued more than we've ever argued before.
Building that
stupid raised bed last year.
Yeah. But boy, it made a lot of vegetables.
It sure did. We're actually
it's about that time.
It is. We're fixing to plant tomatoes. We were sitting at Marcus's house for the Super Bowl, and we started talking about, hey, Dad, how about you guys just grow all the tomatoes this year? Because he didn't get any tomatoes. He didn't get a single tomato. And I had tomatoes last month.
His soil's all wrong.
It is. But our soil is like primo tomato soil.
Right.
And so he's like, I'll grow all the peppers and I'll grow the onions. You grow tomatoes and squash. And so I'm going to have a tomato garden this year. So if you need tomatoes, let me know.
That's right.
Make some salsa or some. I want to venture into making my own spaghetti sauce. I'm all about kind of not totally off the grid.
Right.
But moving off the grid a little bit.
Hey, homemade tomato sauce is so much better.
I'd love to start, I'd love to have my entire backyard full of the garden, but my dogs won't allow that. Or the squirrels or the rabbits or we have a possum that lives in a tree behind us. So cool. Not really.
No.
They hiss.
Yes.
The dogs go crazy.
Large rats.
Night. They are.
It's just an overgrown rodent.
If I had a 22 and I could legally shoot it in town.
See, I did that for sport when we lived in the country. I loved it. It was so much fun.
They do serve a purpose.
And what that would be?
Well, I don't know. They got to be good for something. They eat mosquitoes.
We live in a fallen world. They could be just because of the fall.
Somebody look up, see what possums are good for. They got to be good for something.
Greasiness. And skunks, man. I shot skunks too. It was fun.
Yeah, Laura says so too. She birthdays are the day.
Yeah, well, I celebrate. We try to celebrate all the days. We celebrate, and it's coming up. It's what got me thinking about this was the Valentine's Day, but then for us coming up is the anniversary of our very first date.
Oh,
our very first date is coming up. I mean, when that's been a marker for us, and we celebrate that. We go to IHOP every year.
Yeah,
that was our first date. So, and it's actually the IHOP on Alta Mesa.
If we had done something like that as a first date, we went to her little brother's basketball game.
Yeah, okay.
We were in the back seat of the station wagon, the back seat, facing backwards back seat.
Oh yeah, good times on that. Yeah.
Okay. where someone
it's hard to recreate that.
Where someone has to let you out of the car.
It's hard to recreate that.
Yeah.
That's a magical moment right there.
So,
but yeah, so
we don't go to a basketball game.
So, but we do the birthdays. We're big on celebrations in our house. So, I mean, birthdays and anniversaries.
Joanna has started a new thing.
Okay.
We have this 3-foot evergreen tree. Can't call it a Christmas tree anymore.
Okay.
We have a 3-foot artificial evergreen tree.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't take it down after Christmas. Instead, we decorated it for Valentine's Day.
Okay.
And so I think it's going to be our holiday tree.
Holiday tree. Every holiday. Well, that's cool.
It never comes down.
Means it doesn't have to go up.
That's right. Well, it's a 3-foot tree. You just
there's not much going up on it.
You just kind of there it is, 3-foot tree. So yeah, now we have a holiday tree with Valentine's ornaments on it. She made all the ornaments. I got her a new sewing machine for Christmas, which she loves.
Yeah.
She's with Carter having moved out, she's pretty much made his room the craft room.
Right.
There's still a bed in it for when he does come home, but
right. But it's to shimmy through to get.
He's coming home 3 times a year.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. His new life is now down there.
Yes, he's a
between school and his love.
True blue San Antonian.
It's all down there now. So
school's almost over.
Yeah.
March
well, you said April. You said April is
April 8th is his graduation. Yeah.
That's awesome.
We're right there, moving on the world.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about the Bible for a minute.
Okay, I was going to get there too. So you go
where
first.
are you going?
No, you go first.
Okay. So we were discussing.
I'm not ADD, so I can remember where I'm going.
I mean, I could too. I've been thinking about this since last night. And it's just kind of an anomaly, a phenomenon. It's something that I've never really. I've obviously read it before, but I've never given it much thought.
Okay.
So in Luke 4, when Jesus goes to the temple and he reads from the scroll,
right?
And he sits down to teach and talks to him, gives him a history lesson, and then they're like, "Aren't you Joseph's boy? Who do you think you are up here in front of us talking?" And the crowd got angry because he told them exactly what was going to happen, and they got angry, and they were going to take him off to the cliff to chuck him off the cliff.
Okay.
And then the Bible says that Jesus walked through them as if they weren't there.
Yep.
Okay. Did he go Casper mode, like a ghost, and just walk, or?
That's such a youth minister question.
It has to be, right?
That is such a youth minister question.
Or was there just this aura about him that he got to the edge of the cliff? He's like, "Nah, boys, we're not going to do this today." Just starts walking backwards, and they part the Red Sea.
He had his cloak of invisibility.
Is that what it was? Harry Potter mode.
Yeah.
I didn't know Jesus had Harry Potter mode.
Yeah.
You learned something.
Yeah.
You learned something.
Well,
but I mean, read it. Go back to Luke chapter 4 and read it. It's just like 28, 30, somewhere around there.
They parted the waters and walked on dry ground too.
Yeah.
So he could have just walked away.
Right. And the lesson was on rejection. And
being rejected, yeah.
And you look at it from your Christian faith, you're gonna be rejected.
Sure.
But it's okay because Jesus was rejected.
As long as you're not doing something stupid and causing the rejection.
Yes.
I mean, because I know some people like that. It's a badge of honor to be rejected by their peer group because they're living for Jesus. I'm like, okay, well, but you're being improper in the way you're doing it too.
That's not a badge of honor. That's
I know, but
you should grieve over that.
But some people are like, I'm like, no, don't. That's not the point. You don't look for the rejection. It's just gonna happen if you're following Jesus,
right?
But no, I guess I've always just imagined that as, not that they were unaware, but almost that middle ground moment of, he's just able to walk away. Maybe he had the power ring. And he put it on, and
I don't know where that's coming from. Is that a Lord of the Rings?
That's a Lord of the Rings thing. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know Lord of the Rings. I don't know Harry Potter. I'm not.
No, I've seen them all.
All those come out during baseball season.
Yeah, right, right. Well, I've seen them all.
Is Lord of the Rings?
I haven't watched Harry Potter more than once, but we watch Lord of the Rings every year. But my daughter's kind of into Harry Potter, and we started watching that, but her life is so much busier. It just we can't.
There's so
catch
many. There's too much. There's too much to remember for my little brain.
Yeah.
There's only so much room up there for so many things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Harry Potter.
Oh, I mean, we're sitting there watching Lord of the Rings. This last Christmas was probably our 5th year as men to watch that, because the girls don't care. So we'll watch them all the way through, all 6 of them. And
Christmas break.
This is our Christmas break, Samuel and I. And I'm still asking him questions. And I'm like, I like pause it, and I'm like, okay, remind me, this is okay. Who is this, and how are they related back here? And then he gives me this litany of genealogy, and I'm like,
see,
dude, how do you know all of that?
I always poke fun because
I don't know.
I can only remember
that's his deal.
The archery guy.
Yeah, Legolas.
Legolam.
Legolas.
Legolam.
Not Legolam. Legolas. Yes, I know. Orlando Bloom.
Yeah. So I like movies like
Fast and Furious.
No, I don't like those either. A Knight's Tale.
So you like more of the romantic side of things.
Is A Knight's Tale romantic?
Well,
I guess it's kind of a rom-com.
It's somewhat of depends on which version you're watching.
Well, I'm watching the one with
Kevin Costner.
No, that's Robin Hood.
So you're watching the one with the guy who died playing the Joker,
Heath Ledger, right?
Heath Ledger, yeah,
that one. I love that movie.
Okay,
I will watch that movie every time it's on.
Okay, I watched it once.
That's one of the movies that I will search for.
I don't remember it much.
My favorite line in the whole movie is they're arguing, and one of Williams' handlers was getting angry at this gambler guy and says, "I'll turn your entrails into your extrails." And I don't know why that line is so funny to me, but it's just a visual of someone being gutted,
right?
Like a deer in the field.
So what do you think happened? How do you think he escaped? I mean, I know you asked if he went Casper mode, but I think you were sort of joking on that deal.
I don't think he walked through walls, right? I don't think he walked through people. He did walk through walls. Yes, but in this situation.
Okay.
I don't know.
It's not the point of the story.
I know it's not.
But it's interesting. But these are the things. I mean, these are the things that kids ask all the time.
I know.
Oh, wait, stop. Okay. And we're like, this is so all the time, isn't it? We're over here on this main point.
Uh-huh.
The big point.
And they're like, youth ministry.
They're like, but how did this happen?
How did he walk through those people?
And you're like, I didn't study that. That's not the point of my lesson. They're like, yeah, but I can't focus until you tell me this.
I didn't even get to that section of my study Bible about that. There wasn't anything in the concordance. I don't know. It was,
So what do you think?
I think Jesus had such a peace about him, and when he gets to that point, I'm sure it didn't go from rage, throw him off a cliff to flick of a switch. Okay. Where is it bad?
Roger's mom died.
That's terrible.
So pray for the Roberts family. Roger's in Lubbock, dealing with that. Angela and the family are going to have to go up. Funeral's on Saturday, so we need to remember them. That's tough times. So tough times.
I hate to hear that. So I don't know how Jesus got through. I
don't either.
But
he did.
I think a peace came over the crowd just by his sheer presence and his calm attitude.
Yeah.
And he just,
and see that's
then it became a Red Sea moment where,
something along those lines. But
that's not what it says. It's not what it says. It says, I want to read it to you.
Okay.
It'll take me a second to get there. No, yeah, I love the app. No, thanks. I don't want to read it.
Right, I know. Are you tired of having to give feedback yet?
Oh, goodness.
I mean, I'm getting stuff all the time going, oh, we'd like your feedback right here. It's like, I just, no.
No, we don't need feedback right now.
And it's like, don't keep asking me or you're not going to like the feedback I give you.
Yeah. So these people they were absolutely furious.
Right. They were ready to string him up. They were, get a rope.
Right. So it says, but he passed right through the crowd.
Right.
And went on his way.
I mean, that could take on so many different kinds of meanings.
But if you're reading
and in our world today of of the fantasy world, that's what they come from. They're, they're like, so did he just, did he go Casper mode? Did he just, did he just disappear and go away?
Just walked on by.
That is an intriguing consideration. I don't think he did that.
Well, it goes from, here's verse 29, or I'll give you 28. So all those in the synagogue, when they heard these things, were filled with wrath, rose up and thrust him out of the city, and they led him to the brow of the hill on which their city was built, that they might throw him over the cliff. Then passing through the midst of him, he went away. Come on, Luke.
I need more.
You're a doctor.
I need more. Yeah.
You don't go from, we sliced open his chest, found his heart, sewed him back up. Okay, what'd you do? I mean, give me some info on that. There's details that are involved here.
I need more. Granted, this is being written 30 years after the event.
Sure, but
he wasn't there for it.
He's got a great memory.
He wasn't there for it.
I know, but he's heard. We got a lot of people talking.
I understand.
Okay, Laura says they eat ticks.
Yeah, that's not good enough for me.
Eric and his family do a great thing. They do a Christmas in July.
Right. Every year they do.
Every year. And that's just, let's see. Tim says, hey, they wanted a miracle and he gave them one. They're walking right through them. How many didn't realize who he was that he claimed to be? That's true.
Yeah. But he wasn't going to do it in a way that was a spectacle, because that would be in opposition to one of the 3 temptations in Matthew 4.
Right.
So he wasn't going to do it like jump off the temple kind of spectacle.
Or walk off the cliff and just kind of hover.
Right. He
go Aladdin mode.
Finding the magic bridge.
I can show you
last
the
crusade.
world.
But he just, what did he do? Well, I mean, he can do whatever he wants to a degree.
I mean, like Tim said, he calmed the seas with just a word.
So who's to say that it didn't just bring a calm over the people?
So he kind of went Men in Black mode.
Yeah.
This is
look right into the light. Yeah. But we are so bad.
No, we are
so bad.
We kind of went there last night with the Star Wars. This is not the Jew you're looking for.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway.
But
okay. So there we are. Jesus can do whatever he wants.
He can.
Including calm a raging sea or a raging crowd.
And here's the larger question is simply is this. Are you going to believe if you don't understand it?
No.
Because that's what faith is. Will you believe it if you don't understand it?
I do.
Well, I do too.
Most people won't.
I know. But that's the call of faith. The Bible is not going to explain it all.
Because like you said Sunday, I am from Missouri.
I know.
Show me.
I know.
Show me.
How deeply entrenched is that? Is every Missourian that way?
I don't know. Laura, Cheryl? Are we all like that? Depends on.
I have another Missouri friend, and he's the same way. He show me.
It goes back.
Okay, it must have been the way y'all were raised.
It goes back to trust but verify.
Yeah, you and your naval terms.
I'm from Missouri. Show me.
But okay. So what are we going to do when we can't?
When we can't trust, or when we can't see?
I can't give you a definitive answer on what happened there.
Well, because there comes a time in your life when you do have that faith and trust in Jesus, and you do understand that the word is His word.
Right. But for somebody who's maybe not mocking, but honestly asking and seeking, they can't understand that.
I can't understand it either.
It's a logic-based environment. That's this doesn't make sense.
That's the conversation that you have to have.
Right.
You're right. It doesn't make sense.
Right.
But neither does God sending His one and only Son.
Right.
To die on a cross for your and my sins.
Because you and I would never do that.
That doesn't make sense either.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
So we can't understand God because God is so much bigger than what we are.
Right. Right.
So if we try to understand God, we'll never reach anything.
No, that's right. That's right. A mutual friend of ours has a buddy of his that he's been trying to share the gospel with, and he keeps coming back to him with these logic-based questions, and he's being antagonistic about it. Sure. But it's logic-based questions of, okay, but So you want to tell me this? And it's just like, there comes a point of, that's the moment. Not to put too fine a point on it, but until you're prepared to engage any level of faith, you're just not ready.
You're not ready.
And so my friend's beating his head up against the wall trying to get this done. And it's like, okay, they're not ready. And it's not that they could never have that moment, because I don't think God shuts the door on that before the return of Jesus or your death.
Right.
However, they're not ready. And if they're not ready, they're not ready.
And you can only plant a seed and wait for the Holy Spirit to cultivate it.
You know, maintain the friendship, maintain the conversation, keep the discussion open, be in a relationship, friendship with them, but realize at some point that if they're not ready, they're not ready. And
that's hard to face.
Oh, it's absolutely, because you want them to experience what
More
you've
than
experienced.
Anything. Yeah.
But I've learned over the course of time that the hard sell evangelism, one, I think, is shortcut gospel. Go and read Church Talk this week. You'll know more what I'm talking about. But I think the hard sell evangelism is a guilt trip, and it's a shortcut. We just tell them enough to get them over the line, but that's a failure on our part. We're not giving them the whole picture.
What's the whole discipleship path that we've been talking about for?
Yeah, well, you and I have been, not everybody yet, but we're all going to get on this. We're all going to be talking about this pathway of discipleship, that we can't, it's not evangelism as choice one and discipleship is then choice two somewhere down the line. That's not biblical.
Yeah, don't go and make converts. Go and make disciples.
It's like trying to separate the heads and tails off a penny. You can't. I mean, then
not and keep it whole.
Right. It's not still a penny.
Right.
If you do that. And I think the gospel's that way. We've split it and said, okay, well, here's this, make him your savior. Well, you can make him Lord whenever you choose to later on, but let's just get you saved today. And I think that we have created the problems we face today because of that. Because we've told people all you have to do is say this prayer. And the reality is that's a lie. That is not all you have to do. It's all you have to do for crossing the line. But if we leave it at that, then we're going to have a bunch of immature Christians making decisions at the church level that they have no business making, because they're not followers of Jesus. They're followers of some man's prayer. And so if we're not a follower of Jesus, then you're really not a member of the body. And if you're not a follower of the Jesus, then you shouldn't have any leadership capacity. If you're not in an active discipleship, following up and following Jesus' lifestyle moment every day, you have no business in leadership. Period.
I hear a sermon coming on here.
It's a whole series. It'll start Week 8. It's called Behave Yourself.
Behave Yourself. Oh, and I love the graphic that
hey, if any of you are looking for a graphic artist, Kate Gore is your girl. That's who you need to find. But message me if you want to know more information. She does a fabulous job. She's done all of ours now for coming up on 2 years.
Wow.
She's done all of our stuff. She's very reasonably priced. And she is the wife of a seminary student up here in Fort Worth. And so you are furthering ministry in support as she's finishing her graphics art design degree.
Very nice.
At UTA. So
luckily, maybe we got in on the ground.
I'm hoping we can keep our prices at that level. But I could pay more and it would still be a steal.
It would be.
I'm not giving out prices. I could pay more and it'd be a steal. So, but she does a fine job. Been very pleased with what we have received from her. But yes, the being the salt of the earth. What does that actually mean? And Jesus unpacks that for 17 messages. So it's a long sermon series. We'll be, walking through the Sermon on the Mount.
It's 100% the words of Jesus. So
it is. It's you've heard it said this, but I say this. And in essence, it's the whole concept of, okay, you guys, you can want to do the observable and the outer, but I'm asking you to do the internal and the unobservable. And the Pharisees did everything so they looked good, but their hearts were bad.
Mhm.
And we can do all the right things and do it with the wrong heart, and it's all wrong in the sight of God.
100% wrong.
And so when it comes down to the gospel and following Jesus, it's the same thing. If all we do is say, well, hey, I gave my life to Jesus. Okay, but unpack that. What do you mean by that? Because the very words you said, I gave my life to Jesus, means he's now in control of you. Galatians 2:20, your life is not your own anymore. Oh, well, I got saved. Okay, well, I would beg to question whether or not you really did.
Because
if you're given a half gospel, are you also receiving a no salvation?
If there's no evidence of a life change, if there's no evidence of any fruit, if there's no evidence of
oh, but I go to church all the time.
The gospel,
yeah, I go to church all the time. Well,
I sleep in the garage all the time too. It doesn't make me a car.
Right. Yeah.
Thank you, Johnny Blackman.
That's right. So I mean, we have to raise the bar, because we have 2 generations younger than us that are looking with an analytical eye and a skeptical eye to say, I hear what you're saying, but I see what you're doing and it doesn't match. Mm-hmm. So how about you start showing me what you do, and then I'll listen to what you have to say. And we have to stop talking and start living, and we'll make a larger difference in the world.
I'll get to that. You had a Bible discussion, but here we are in the 31st minute. It takes me back to when I was going through Chiefs initiation. And you think that you're going through hell on earth. I think it was 11 weeks. It might have been longer. It might have been shorter. Seemed like an eternity when you're going through it.
Yeah.
And you're learning all these life lessons. I mean, you're drinking from a fire hose.
Right.
And then in the final night, which I don't want to say back in my day, but back in my day, it was an overnight thing. And I don't want to give away all the secrets of the trade. But there's a final test. At least you think it's the final test.
Right.
Until you get to a point where you have to either face acceptance or face rejection. And becoming a chief doesn't happen overnight.
Right.
Also, the job is just starting once you get your anchors pinned on.
Right.
Just like in church.
Right.
The job is just starting at salvation.
Right.
Now the hard work comes.
Yeah, the hard work of following.
And I think we lose that a lot.
We do, because we get caught up in the transition more than the transformation.
That's exactly right.
And we get caught up in the numbers of that, because you can track a quantitative analysis. You can track the quantitative numbers for who made a decision and who got baptized. But it's hard to track qualitative following Jesus. I say it's hard. We've made it hard. Open up the Word of God. It's not as hard as you think.
It's not as hard as you think.
Yeah, I can identify, and I'm not saying I can identify a mature and an immature believer. Not long. It doesn't take long to identify it. The problem is the church has recognized immature believers as mature believers, and now we're all mixed up and we don't know what to do. And we don't know how to say no, because we choose our friends over our faith. Because if I have a relationship with them in a friendship, then it doesn't matter to me what the Bible says. I'm going to choose them as my friend. And that, my friends, is unbiblical and unchristian and unholy.
You know what we call that in the Navy? A soup sandwich.
You know what Jesus called it? Hypocrisy.
Hypocrisy is a soup sandwich.
It's a soup sandwich.
Doesn't work.
It doesn't work. No. Because
and if you don't know what I'm talking about, go get you a couple pieces of bread and pour some chicken noodle soup on it. See what happens.
See what happens. You don't want it. You don't want either one of them.
You're either going to have a soup or you're going to have a sandwich, but you're not going to have. It's not going to be one thing.
Right. But dipping that bread, that
That's
roast
a
beef
grilled
sandwich
cheese,
in
and that's different.
the grilled cheese and tomato soup.
You still have two things.
I'm dipping it
You
though.
have soup and a sandwich.
I've been making it. I'm adding a sauce to it.
You have soup and a sandwich. Soup sandwich, no bueno. Soup and a sandwich, muy bueno.
Hey, if you guys don't have a church home and you live around here, we'd love to see you at
And you
First
want to come
Baptist
listen
Church.
to a couple knuckleheads, see you back next Thursday.
That's right. That's right. But hey, if you don't live here, find a local church, get involved, and we will see you all next time. You guys have a great